Chris here from MUFC Finalysis, ready to give you my thoughts on Manchester United versus Sunderland. Let's go. See, I didn't use "here we go" Fabrizio. I'm paying attention. So the game itself, we won. What else is there to say? We actually won the game. So for me, I just think brilliant. 3 points on the board, higher up the table. Still not where we want to be. Obviously, it's better than last season. However, 15th. But yeah, there's a lot of work to be done still. I think a lot of Manchester United fans are getting probably a little bit carried away. I get it. We want to be a bit joyous about winning, about getting some points on the board, about actually putting in somewhat of a performance. But I think that context is key, that we need to remember that this is, no disrespect Sunderland fans, but you're a promoted side. You're back to, new to the Premier League. We're an established Premier League club, even though we just about survived being a Premier League club last season. But at the end of the day, Amorim knows how to get the players to perform against the promoted sides. So for me, it was just BAU, business as usual when it comes to that. I think going forward, obviously we've got the international break coming up now. I believe it's 2 weeks before we get back into the swing of the Premier League, where we're going to be facing the champions Liverpool, who admittedly are not really playing too well. They're still grinding out results, which is, the telltale sign of a champion, which is what they are. So, I think that's going to be a tough game. It's going to be at Anfield, going to be away. We notoriously don't really do very, very well at Anfield. So it is something that I've got a little bit of a concern about. However, I think it all depends on the side he picks. I think Liverpool are not as strong and not as confident as what people think they are. But I think against Manchester United, they probably just have a little bit more zim, a little bit more pep in their step. Again, no pun intended, just to kind of make sure that they get the 3 points and not disappear at home. I do think that Manchester United can take the game to them. I think if we have the right team starting the game, we keep things tight at the back and make sure we don't lose possession with stupidity in the midfield, I think we'll be all right. Am I confident of that with Bruno Fernandes in there? No, because as everyone probably knows by now, his ball possession is nowhere near the best and not good enough in my opinion. However, he's what we got, who's going to be starting in the midfield and who's going to be in the middle for Amorim. So we've got to try and make sure that we do the best that we can to get the best out of Bruno Fernandes on the day. I think Casemiro, it's a shame that he's gone, because for these big games, I prefer to have Casemiro in there than Ugarte. But it looks like it's going to be an Ugarte and Bruno Fernandes double pivot in the middle. So admittedly, I am sweating a little bit, but it is what it is. When it comes to derby games, form goes out the window. So hopefully we can kind of upset the champions and kind of just nick a point. I'll take a point, but I want the 3 points. I want to get the momentum going. I don't know what the gentleman's name is, but I want him to be able to cut his hair. So we need to get these 5 wins so he could actually get his hair cut. So if we can just win against Liverpool and then press on to the next game, I think that'll be brilliant. Amorim, I'm surprised that he's still got as much backing from the fans that is kind of showing at the moment. I personally want Amorim out because he's not proven enough to me. However, I guess we'll see when the game comes against Liverpool what he does. The reason why I say so, just to give you a bit of context, is because for me, a manager earns his money, earns his reputation and his medal in the middle of the game. His in-game management, his substitutions, his adaptation in his tactics, all of that stuff comes into force for me. And I've not seen enough of that from Ruben Amorim over the last year. I'm a little bit skeptical of him, and it's sad because I actually wanted him to succeed, but he's just not really done what I thought he could do. So I feel a bit catfished, if I'm being honest. I've shown up to the date, got my best suit on, got my Manchester United hat, rock up, and the date's not who I think it is. So yeah, that's how I kind of feel at the moment. But I said I'll give Amorim 10 games. I've not kept count since the 3rd or 4th game. So I believe we're in and around the 10th game. I gave Eric minus Ten Hag 10 games last season, and he lasted 10 games exactly. So we'll see what happens here. But we know history tells us when we play Liverpool, That's usually the team that managers get sacked after losing to. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I think for Manchester United going forward, just kind of give me. I would love for us to get in the league 8th place, 7th place if we can. I think that is where my personal aspirations were and are. I would have loved to have been in the Carabao Cup as well, just kind of have that as an option. A sneaky little cup win there would have done world of wonders and also gotten us back in Europe if, we didn't make it to 7th place. But yeah, I'm not really too confident. Still early in the season, admittedly, still early. And we still obviously got to see how other teams around us perform as well. But you've got Bournemouth playing well. You've got Crystal Palace playing well. Chelsea are looking more like Chelsea. Tottenham are here and thereabouts. And then you got like your regulars, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City. So when you throw all those teams into the broth as well, then it just becomes a very claustrophobic place towards the top end of the table. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, again, I just hope Manchester United can get 8th, 7th place, just sneak that, Europa Conference League spot at least as a minimum. Because some form of Europe, I think, will be great for next season, regardless of the level. And it's also a trophy we've not won. So yeah, let's see if we can win it. So yeah, guys, please follow. Please subscribe, please like, and I mean that on all my platforms. You'll see a link in my bio to my TikTok, to my Instagram, and also have a Facebook page as well. I'll do my best to keep up on my match reviews. I've had a couple of times on Sky Sports now as well, so hopefully that ramps up a little bit more so I can kind of put my thoughts across. I've also collaborated with a few other finalists as well. So yeah, hopefully see some more content like that, coming up in the future. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Hope you have a very good international break and hopefully I'm smiling come the next game.